What can man do in the face of such reckless Datacrons? Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails. This is being released on Christmas Eve and you can see how festive I am. I have a red shirt on. Am I not festive enough for you? Now, Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate that holiday, and to those of you who do not, I hope you have a wonderful day and time of year. I truly do. And so let's talk about Datacrons and a quick and easy shopping list for everyone, for all people. It's the season of shopping, apparently, and let's jump into it, folks. So you can see this is my initial Datacron sheet, the infographic that I make for every season. It's partially to help me organize myself and partially to help the community organize itself, and it's meant as just a resource, I guess you might say, for the community, just to be able to figure out exactly what you might want to use. Something fancy, something like, here, let's zoom in for just a minute. Like you can see all the different level 3, level 6, level 9s, what stats you want to do, all of that stuff. It's available on my Discord server in the infographics section in the channel. You guys can find the link for free in my video description. Go grab that if you would like. And so I always do this one first because this is the definitive list, right? And so what I'm trying to start doing though, folks, is create a more easy to access list for the off month of the Datacron set. So next month will be the big list for set 13 presumably, and then the month after that will be the smaller shopping list for set 13 and so on. And you can see it. Let me turn my face off for just 1 second, guys, if I can find my face. There it is. Now you can see it's just a list in order of priority. Which one can you get first? If you don't have Boosh in the Jabba team, then just skip that and move on to Afra. You don't have Afra, then move on to Kat and what she's doing, etc. You can just keep moving right along until you finally find a character that you do have that you could potentially get a cron for. Because honestly, guys, we all get some Datacron materials. I know some people don't want to engage in them that much, but the free ones, you may as well grab 1 or 2 that are relevant for you, and that's what this list is intended to do. And so, yeah, let's zoom in even a little further. First, let's talk about stats on this Datacron set. Honestly, guys, none of the stats matter that much. The armor pen and resistance pen, the numbers that we get for those are not even close. They don't hold a candle to the numbers that we've seen in the past. Armor pen, resistance pen, wonderful stats. They're not very strong in this set though, because you don't get them in greater quantity. It's like if you got something with a bunch of, with health, if for instance, health percentage, but the highest you could roll would be like 0.3%. Would it be worth getting? Not necessarily. It's like, oh, well, sure, I'll take a boost to my health, but it's not going to do that much. It's not going to be that impactful. So I would recommend not really re-rolling that much for stats, guys. Unless you just have a ton of stats, you have all the Datacrons you want, and you have some stats that you want, you could re-roll for it. Or maybe you just let those materials transfer into the next Datacron set. So armor pen, resistance pen are the only ones that I would recommend even looking at. The other ones are all just awful. Crit chance, that's cool, but that's not even crit chance. It's physical crit chance and special. Like they don't even let you just have crit chance in all in one stat. You have to get a specific type of damage for that. It's horrible. And then the accuracy ones, this is, I'll tell you what, guys, it is actually a blessing. It's a gift. I don't even look at the stats, guys. When I roll, I've just been going for the mechanics on the Datacrons, and that is what I think you should do as well. Now, in terms of the characters that we're going to discuss, Boosh, this one is intended for a Jabba team. No one's going to have just Boosh without Jabba. Oh, some people are, but you're probably, if you are, you're probably not watching this video. You guys can let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but I would be interested to hear about that situation. So yeah, Boosh with Jabba. And remember, so it's a dark side Kron, even though Boosh is light side, and then damage immunity for the middle one. That there is another one with damage immunity, but it doesn't also have turn meter from thermal detonators. Remember, the guys, it's a 2-paragraph one, and it is weighted against you. It's tougher to roll than the others. It's not like impossible to roll. It is very challenging. My alt took so many rerolls to finally get it. I finally got it. Yay, hooray. This is the reason this one is good, folks, is because it kills Leia, and Leia, with her current Datacron set from set 11, has been very, very strong defensively. However, this Jabba team will you'll be able to target Leia and hit auto and be able to just win. Even with Leia's good Datacron, you still just win. Of course, that's all assuming you have the right stats and everything, but it's this is a very, very strong set for Jabba. Unfortunately, it comes alongside the time that there's a Scoundrel one with no revive, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So Jabba's going to be purely offensive for this next upcoming season, but it's going to be very capable as well. Now, the next one is Aphra, and I know not a ton of people have Aphra. However, Aphra she's been here for a year, and this is the second time she's had this Kron. We haven't had the level 3 that we used to have. The one that she came out with, in fact, had a really strong level 3, the initial version of this, and so it let her go first all the time because she got turn meter. Dark side characters got turn meter based on how many other characters were with them, and it was pretty good. But here's the other thing, though, folks. The level 3 doesn't matter nearly as much, as she always gets 100% starting turn meter anyways, and because she gets that starting turn meter, she's going to go first usually. And then once she does her basic, once any of her characters does basic, then they're able to get another turn immediately, assuming they don't have days or something on them, and simply preventing turn meter gain. And then they're able to reset all their cooldowns and do it again. And then Aphra, of course, takes a bonus turn every time any droid goes with her. This is a crazy strong one. It is really fun. It's going to delete all the Jabba teams, a lot of the Lord Vader teams. It does a body good, folks. It's especially potent in 5v5. 3s, you don't have as many options, but in 5s, look out. It's very strong. Now, Cat is this is usually going to be under a Jedi Master Kenobi team, but it doesn't always have to be. My littlest account is definitely going to do this. So this is a light side stacking Kron, which is good for Kenobi's team because they always have a lot of buffs. So you're going to be able to stack how much offense you're getting. But the biggest thing is the no revive. This is where, remember when I said Jabba teams are going to be pure offense? I mean, Kenobi already beat Jabba pretty hard. It's even worse now, though. Cat just deletes Kersantin, and Kersantin does not come back because Cat happens to be, Commander Sokatano is a Scoundrel, so she gets no revive, and so it's nice to be able to delete Kersantin with this. The other thing that I would say you don't want to sleep on, folks, is Kenobi is going to be facing off against Inquisitors sometimes. That's just how it happens, and Cat will just delete Reva, third sister, the vaunted leader of the unexpected Inquisition. She's able to just kill Reva, even though she gets 2 revives. Normally, Reva does. Cat just stops that, because no revive. It's a very strong Kron. Remember, it's Scoundrels. The other thing I should point out, guys, just rewinding for just a sec, Aphra does need a light side Kron. I hear a lot of people grumbling about that. It's a light side Kron because you need light side to get Scoundrel, and then you roll the Aphra one, even though she's dark side. Yes, I know, it's counterintuitive. This is something we've been living with for a while. I'm surprised people have been as frustrated as they have about that, but it is what it is. We'll be okay. Now, if you have Tuskens, and you're in luck, guys. The Tusken Kron is extremely strong, and it will just delete people. I don't know what else to say, really. Just get these right specifications, get Tusken Warrior. Honestly, the Tusken Raider one is strong, and the Tusken Chieftain is also pretty good. They all have pretty good level 9s. I think the best is going to be the Warrior, but they're all pretty good, I would say. Now, Dash, the strongest Kron that we have right now, folks, is, okay, so let's rewind for just 1 second and look at the stats. Right next to that is best level 6. The only ones you want to spam on your roster, guys, is going to be the Scoundrel 100% Turn Meter Basic and the Scoundrel No Revive. Those are the two that are really good, that are going to apply to a big amount of your roster. You're going to want a lot of those if you possibly can. It's going to be really strong, and so it shouldn't surprise you that the next couple are going to be more Scoundrel Crons. We had the Afro one, we had the Cat one, and now we have a Dash Team one, which you could have it with Veteran Han or IG-11, or just leave it blank. I don't really care. They're all pretty decent. And then the Dash Team is so good because if you could get one for each situation, it's amazing. The 100% turn meter on basic or just the no revive, depending on your situation. That team against like Night Sisters who rely on revives, if you can just do your AoE and kill a couple Night Sisters, they're like, oh, no problem, we'll just revive. Oh no, we pushed the revive button and it didn't work. It's a very tragic situation for them and borderline hilarious for you. It's just really good against a lot of different teams. It's really fun when you can just go in and delete your opponent's newt and he's like, I'll revive, oh, I'm dead. And it's just really good. I mean, the Dash Team could almost represent a lot of other teams too. Like Bounty Hunters are going to like this as well. Imagine Fennec getting 2 turns in a row of kicking people right in the nads. It's wonderful, and you should imagine that as often as possible. So the Dash Team does a lot of cool stuff. The Han Solo team, though, this is for the CLS squad in general, folks. And I will say this. I think that the Rebel Cron is currently better. The Set 11 Cron is better, but it's not going to be there forever, and it's really strong with Han. Anyways, this new, the 100% turn meter on basic, because what's going to happen is he gets first turn. He shoots first. Chewie assists. Chupio assists. Wonderful. That's cool. And then he gets 100% more turn meter. He goes next. He's able to shoot his another shot. He can use his stun shot. Chewie assists, Chupio assists, and then Han gets another turn because he gets a ton of hits in right away. It's non-stop carnage. It's really good. The damage reduction Cron for set 11, like I said, really strong as well. But this Han Solo one is not something that you should sleep on. And finally, we have the one for Jawas here, and Jawas they're pretty good as well, folks. They do some good. I mean, if you have Jawas, I wouldn't say this is a crazy priority. If you have them all relicked, if you just happen to have them, I do. This is a really strong Datacron, folks, and you just like get them relic 5 or something. I'm not saying just go out and get that. If you happen to have them, this Cron is going to do some serious work for you. That's all. And the Scavenger one, in my opinion, is the strongest one. And this is the only opportunity, in my opinion, for you to try using the potency level 3 as opposed to the light side damage stacking. I think the light side potency is going to do you better because you're going to apply more thermals. So that's it, folks. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Would really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Huge shout out to my patrons. You guys are also awesome. Thank you so much for all your support, guys. You guys help me mount the algorithm. This is a labor of love. This is a tough thing to make for as little clicks as I get. So go forth and conquer. Share with your guild. All that. Have a Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails. Take care, everyone.